So I just recently received a shaila early in the morning. Someone has a stovetop, and keminig, if you don't have a emes hakosh in the kitchen with two sides, etc., so you designate one burner of the stovetop for milchik, let's say, or more if you like a lot of cooked milk, and the rest for fleishik. So this person calls me in the morning in a panic. He says he had this milchik pot sitting on the milchik burner, what he calls it's a glass stovetop, and he had pot of a food or pot of a water sitting. It was cold sitting there. At the same time, apparently, he was cooking chicken soup on the fleishik side, which, by the way, is also l'chatchila. You're not allowed to cook milchiks and fleishiks at the same time next to each other, or because you might mix them up, which usually is not an issue when the chicken looks like chicken and the cheese looks like cheese, but also recheshish for nitzutzos, because it could spritz. So even though the person didn't have any actual milk in the milchik pot, but it's the same chashash, you could spritz from the fleishik onto the milchik pot. So therefore, you should never be doing that. B'chlal, if you designate, you're not allowed to cook milchiks and fleishiks at the same time. Ubefrat, people forget sometimes that they're also baking in the oven. Let's say fleishiks, usually it's a fleishik oven, and the steam in many of the ovens comes up directly on top of the burners. That's where the exhaust is. Sometimes it goes up, sometimes in the back, and sometimes it comes directly. So if you're cooking milchik and you have fleishiks in the oven and it's an uncovered and the zeya, it's coming directly onto your milchik pot. So you have to be very careful. Anyways, so now he comes in the morning and he sees a streak of liquid from the fleishik pot going all the way to the milchik cold pot sitting on the milchik side. I'm like, wow, whoever gets a shaila straight out of Shulchan Aruch, im nischal, from Akira, Cholov, and nischal, all the way onto a fleishik or milchik pot. So because Shulchan Aruch, the Ramah talks about the case. The Ramah says if you have a pot cooking and it spilled over, that was the case of the Ramah, and it flowed all the way directly to another cold pot. That's mamish a classical case of Shulchan Aruch. But I asked him, I said, tell me, what is this liquid? Is it chicken soup? He's not sure. He smelled it. He licked it a la boker. I guess he's not going to have coffee if it's chicken soup. He tells me he thinks it's water. So if you think it's water, so it's condensation from whatever. So b'pashtas there is no shaila, but he calls me back. Taste, tam chicken soup. I hope he chaptzach not to drink a coffee right after. So he wants to know what the shaila is. So we have to go with the assumption that it's hot chicken soup. We have to go with the assumption that now some hot chicken soup touched now this pot, let's say on the bottom or on the side, cold pot. So b'pashtas, we have to assume, and maybe I even asked him and he confirmed it, that it wasn't mamish a full flow, like a mamish a kiluach that was connected, spilling over, because he didn't see anything spill over. He just saw it on the stovetop. So b'meila, the Ramah is a clear Ramah. If spritzed a little bit of cholov on the stovetop, vehemidu olav kedera retachas, a little bit of cholov spritzed on the stovetop, and you took a hot fleishik pot, and you put it on top of this liquid. So the Ramah says clearly it's mutter because it's only a klisheni. Because the cholov that spilled on bottom is a klisheni, so b'meila, a klisheni is cold, according to the Ramah. B'meila, you put a hot pot onto a klisheni, so it's cham l'toich tzoinen, so the kedera is asura, kedera is also kedei klipa. Now in this case, the keli is cold, and this spritzachts, or this little flow of liquid, which is nifsak hakiluach, it's not connected, he didn't see it directly flowing from the chicken soup pot, is l'choira. It's at worst, it's only a klisheni. However, therefore, so if it's only a klisheni, so it's basically tzoinen that touched tzoinen. B'meila, there's no shaila. However, because he was cooking chicken soup on the pot, I didn't know how far, for example, the heat from the chicken soup pot spread. Maybe it was mamish, like coming from a part of the stovetop that was hot, basically flowed on the stovetop. Part of the stovetop actually was hot from the fire. So now it's still a klidishin, really, and then it continued flowing directly a klidishin. So I said he should be done as if it's mamish cham l'toich tzoinen. According to most poskim, the pot that's been koimoy is considered the tata. So again, it's cham l'toich tzoinen. So I told him he should kasher the pot. He should kasher the pot in the spot where it touched. Do a libun kal or hagol, etc. But meikar adin be'etzem, you probably don't even need anything because they're both tzoinen.